What's up, guys? The Drucifer here, and I'm joined by Paul, my actor buddy. We're talking about some of the games from E3 2014. I showed him a list of, or a playlist of a ton of trailers, and he picked through, the ones that he liked and he didn't like. And we've talked a little bit about some of the games that you liked, based on CG trailers and gameplay and stuff like that. I'd like to hear a little more. We kind of got through about the first half of what it sounds like E3. You talked about Assassin's Creed and Scalebound and stuff like that, some of the Microsoft stuff. So I'd like to hear a little bit more about the other games that you've liked, and then we can talk about games that you actually thought did look very good.
Yeah, that didn't appeal to me, and I can explain why. So I can defend myself before I get
there's
the mob.
no dude. It's the internet, man. There's no such thing.
There's no such thing.
Don't even fucking try.
It's just funny thing. It's like how to start an argument on the internet. It's 2 steps. It's like 1, voice your opinion. 2, wait.
Yeah.
But
and then repeat.
Yeah.
So tell me about some other games that you liked.
Inside, I thought was really creepy. First of all, it was really freaking creepy. All right.
That's from the guys that made Limbo.
Yeah, I saw that. I did see that. It was the way that the trailer. I don't know if you guys have seen the trailer, but the way that you got to watch the trailer. The way it started with just this rhythmic shuffling. It sounded like shuffling of feet.
It was like a
just sort
tapping,
of
right.
It's like think like that scene in Warm Bodies where it's just a bunch of people shuffling around, except way less rom-com. It's like if you added in like Rob Zombie directing Warm Bodies. It's like that's what I was thinking.
I like that.
But like some
Zombie
type of compromise there. But it's very creepy. The way that the colors were really there was very minimal colors, very muted. There was even a little bit of grayscale in there.
Yeah.
It was really creepy. The way that the character was sort of hunched over, walking this way, gave it like a sense of urgency. And I could be overthinking it, but that's the way it felt. It felt like everything is just sort of.
So they're really good with that. Play-Doh is really good at doing something really minimalist and then having you think way more about it than what they give you, right?
Like it's almost like a movie where they show you this little 30-second snippet and they don't really show you anything. All you see is this character running around, like literally he's just running around. You see some people walking in a line.
You inject on your own like why he might be doing that or what's going on.
It's like a freaking Rorschach, man. There's people over there.
It's a video game version of a Rorschach. I like that.
Yes.
So what else? I think we're still in the Microsoft press conference area. Why don't you skip forward a little bit on your list and maybe think about some of the other stuff that you saw?
Which one of the other ones? What you think like Mortal Kombat or?
Sure. Yeah, that's later on in the day.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat 10. Mortal Kombat X.
X.
They're
calling it X. Yeah.
Oh, they don't like. They don't like 10?
he's said it's Mortal Kombat X.
They don't like when you call them that.
I don't know. Yeah. What's funny is
they don't like when you call them.
Sign your name here. X. So what's funny is he calls Mortal Kombat MK9, but it was actually called just Mortal Kombat. The most previous one. Oh, okay. And this one is MKX, and so he calls it MKX and not MK10. I don't know.
Yeah, I love Mortal Kombat. I grew up watching the movies.
They did the gameplay debut. That was the trailer.
They showed some of the gameplay, and then I actually also watched the trailer. Yeah. Of course, you got the old standby Scorpion, Sub-Zero, get over here, all that type of stuff. They still have it. They redesigned it a little bit. That's cool.
Haven't seen Liu Kang yet, so
haven't seen Liu Kang. Yeah. Didn't see Kung Lao or anything. I don't really miss Kung Lao, to be honest.
Didn't see Raiden.
You gotta have Raiden.
Shang Tsung. Haven't seen him yet.
Didn't see them. I did see some really cool looking bug lady. And
that's a new character. Actually, her and the character that she's fighting with the little thing on her back.
Yeah,
those are both new characters.
Was it like a kid on something's back?
Yeah, it was weird.
And then I think towards the end it was like someone doing a fatality or something like that. I'm like, or what happens during the fatality? Like, in my mind, the first thing that came again, stream of consciousness was, are they gonna do a fatality on this little baby right now? Like, or is
no, the baby one.
Are they gonna really do this?
Yeah.
I'm like, this could be, I guess, revolutionary. Like, if she starts like chopping the baby, I'm like, chopping the baby up or something.
Next gen brings you chopped up babies.
But I don't know. I think I would play it for that reason, or to be a baby beating up someone. Maybe I don't know, because that'd be kind of funny. A baby.
That would be pretty rad.
On a fatality.
Yeah.
Like a Gerber spoon.
Well, remember babalities? Like, how does that work for that baby? Does it make it a fetus or something?
Makes it like a sperm cell or like a zygote or something.
Just makes it jizz on the ground.
Zygotality doesn't really have a good ring to it, but I mean, you could work it to a bunch of chemists.
All right, so what else? What else did you like there, Paul?
I like the way Bloodborne, the trailer for Bloodborne.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that one looked pretty good. I always like the element of there's a bunch of really scary stuff around, but even though you're a man with minimal power, I think the character in that game doesn't have powers, right? I think he's actually got infected with an illness, maybe.
So as far as I know, it's a spiritual successor to Demon Souls and Dark Souls, right? And I don't
Dark Souls,
I don't believe it's made by the same people.
Yeah.
I don't believe those games you have powers.
Yeah,
I'm not
powers.
Sure.
That's how 5-year-olds say it. Powers.
Powers.
I just want powers when I grow up.
You don't have attributes.
Yes, you have a low shooting attribute.
But what you were saying, you like it when there's scary stuff.
I always like the element of, okay, there's a bunch, and you're gonna start. Well, I'll say you're gonna start like I'm gonna automatically, like Drew's gonna automatically have me back. But if you have me back, you'll start to, oh, look at Drew with the phone.
Yep.
Get out the theater. Get out.
Right.
But
shoot this guy.
Shoot this guy. They love it when they call him that.
Yep.
But one of the things that I love about a lot of games, which Bloodborne seems to have done a really good job of, just from what I'm seeing, is that they have a bunch of scary stuff around. You got all these monsters and mutant freak things around, and you're just pretty much a normal guy with a couple of skills, you know, and you got some weapons, and you got to take on all these really scary things, which is one of the things that, dare I say, and, you know, we can get to Batman later, that I've always loved so much about Batman, is that he's sort of, dare I say, compared to a lot of the other Justice League members, he's mortal, you know, he's a much more relatable guy in a lot of ways. Sure, he's got, you know, all this athletic ability, all this money, all this, you know, all these skills. Yeah, but
I mean, he's got like infinite money and he's super
still,
intelligent and stuff like that. But he's still a dude. I mean, he still gets shot in the face. Yeah, he's never going to.
When you see him taking on, you know, like Brainiac or something, that's what this game is to me. Now I'm saying,
really,
now in terms of, I can make parallels. Now I'm not saying that
Batman versus Godzilla, right?
Yes, exactly.
Like, I mean, that's kind of like what Dark Souls is in a way. Dark Souls is like Dark Souls is Batman versus Godzilla.
Exactly.
I mean, really.
Exactly.
No, I'm just kidding. I can totally see what you're talking about. It's you play as a very fragile character, so to speak, that is powerful, but he's breakable.
Exactly.
And and you play against these monsters that are just unbelievably, you know,
I love that.
They're imposing and intimidating. They're frightening.
I love that. I love those type of games. You know, I don't like overpowered games. I get bored of them really quickly.
Really?
Yeah, with games where you have all these abilities. You know, like I have, and again, I played the prototype games.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you played Prototype or Infamous or something like that.
But once you start to scale up, well, there was some other things I didn't really like about them too. The fact that at some point they just start to throw in like, it's like each level, you would face a certain level of difficulty type monster or whatever. And then the next level they throw a different monster at you. And then when you get to a certain level, they just start compounding them.
So you like it? You like games that are probably more along the lines of the way Legend of Zelda does it, where it's like, hey, you can kind of like Skyrim. You can just run over here if you want, but you know things. Actually, Skyrim wasn't like that. It's an example.
There are no examples.
Well, I mean, Skyrim was supposed to be like that, and then they changed it. As for instance, actually, no, I take that back. There are parts of Skyrim where if you're not ready and you just go running out there like, yeah, fucking Dragonborn, like a saber-tooth tiger will wreck your shit, and you're not ready for him at all.
Yeah,
you know. So you like that. You like that you like games that don't hold your hand through the whole thing and be like, all right, you're level 12 now.
I like when you can
Here's
get
your level 12 area.
Exactly. Yeah. 12 zone over here. Yay.
Yeah. No one's gonna give you any challenge. You're the strongest, baby.
Yeah, Prototype is like it's like that's the type of thing. So I love the games that don't do that. I love games what Bloodborne seems to be, which is where you could die very easily, but if you have your skills to a certain point in the learning curve when you're playing the game, then you can really kick some butt, you know. So like you might kill 40 monsters and then, you know, 3 hits could do you in, but you've learned the skill set to actually be able to, you know, evade or develop these attributes to do it.
Yeah.
I love that type of stuff.
The game teaches you. It doesn't. So a lot of games have struggle. They have a struggle with teaching you how to play this game versus letting you learn how to play this game. So a lot of games, like infamously, Nintendo is just everyone can't stand the fact that Nintendo holds your hand with every game. And I mean every game. Like, hey, you've played Mario before. You're a human being that's been alive for more than like 5 years. You've played a Mario game.
Yeah.
And
you can't help it.
Still to this day, every Mario game, when you start playing it, it's like, run, jump. Here's how you do this. Here's how you do that. And you're like, fuck, I fucking know, okay?
Yeah, seriously.
Or it's like, hey, let me figure this out myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
So, you know, it's when you have that, when you have a game that has lots of powers, like, say, Prototype, you got to pace that out. You got to dole that stuff out in a manner that rewards a player for learning and utilizing skill and how to like say you got a flying ability and it's got this like upgrade or whatever and you apply it, you want to learn how to do that yourself. You don't want like the immediately next thing that you need to do requires you to do that, and you're like, oh, okay, this is how the flying thing goes. Got it, cool.
Mastered it.
Yeah, you
nailed it.
Yeah, you like the idea of like exploring and figuring that stuff out for yourself.
I do. I like that. It makes me feel.
Well, Bloodborne sounds like a good game for you then.
It does. I think subconsciously it makes me feel accomplished. It's kind of like ordering at Starbucks, where you're just like, for 22 hours, 23 hours out of the day, you have no control, and you feel like just a part of this cog in the machine. And then you go to Starbucks and you're like, double macchiato frappuccino, please.
Yeah, and you're like, I want to do all that. This is what I want. I don't want a number 3.
Bloodborne is.
I know the thing that I want.
A number 3. Number 3 from Chick-fil-A. It's a chicken sandwich. We gave you number 4, but it's still chicken. But it's like Bloodborne could be my macchiato.
So you mentioned Batman. Let's talk about Batman because what's funny is
Arkham Knight, right?
Yes, Arkham Knight's the next one. It's the last Arkham game by Rocksteady, which has interesting implications. Joker is not in this game. They've confirmed completely Joker is not in this game. He is dead. So what I think is interesting is you were pointing out that you like something like Bloodborne because you can get in over your head. You can learn you have to learn the game. The game doesn't exactly just show you exactly what to do. I feel like the Batman games don't exactly do that. They have their own pacing. Do you like the pacing of the Batman?
Oh, you mean
games?
like
It's a Metroidvania. I mean, right? It's you go from one place to the other, and then you're like, oh, I got that grappling hook. Let me go back and check this place out.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, my experience of playing through the Batman games that have already been released is that, you go through it, you face the boss or whoever you got to face, and then you go back and you just sort of like scour the area and see, oh, what else did I miss? What other opportunities did I have? Exactly, achievements, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think those things, just like for some of the other games that they showed at the expo, that gives it some replay value. But I think it also gives you a reason to actually like them more. Because if it was just I'm just Batman walking through, beat up this guy, walk through, beat up this guy, it'd be kind of stupid, kind of dumbed down.
Without all the tools and abilities and
or it's
progression, right?
It's like, beat this guy, you unlock a grappling hook. Like, I don't know if I like that, but it's like,
I liked that. I thought it was smart in Arkham City that, as you leveled up your stuff, you had different things that you could unlock whenever you wanted to. So if you wanted to, you could make Batman have all of the armors and you're just super, super strong. But you don't have like X amount of combative capabilities. So, at that point, you're probably kind of tired of the same combos over and over again. So if you have the opportunity to unlock more combos earlier, but you might be sacrificing how tough you are. Like, I like that there's kind of a trade-off. They weren't really stingy with how they let you power up and stuff. You'd probably be maxed out by the end of the game.
Yeah,
if you played it right.
You walking around like Superman Jr.
Yeah. Or like Batman or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like Batman.
Yeah. So I really like the Batman games. What did you think? How did you think it looked? It looked pretty fucking amazing.
I thought it looked pretty good. I mean, right? I thought they've all looked good, to be honest.
Really?
All the Arkham games have looked good, to be honest. Especially when Arkham City first came out, and then everyone was going nuts, like, oh my god, the opening, and then I bought Arkham City, and I was like, oh my god, the opening. So ever since then, when Arkham Asylum came out, I was excited because, to be honest, the last Batman game that I played before that was like, I don't even know. It was
Genesis for me. It was like Batman Forever.
Batman,
it was
like
something like that.
It was one of those it was really whack, basically.
There were a lot of whack ass Batman games.
I could have made a better game like with paper mache, honestly. Like just like
we could make a better Batman game right here.
We could, yes. Yeah. Black Man versus the Joker.
Right? Yeah. Actually, I got a Wookiee on my shirt. Does that count?
I don't know if that would suffice for the Joker character. Maybe.
I might have to turn it inside out if
we're
gonna make a Batman thing.
Killer Croc or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like Harley Quinn.
This is Harley Quinn. She needs a shave
with no nair. Yeah. But after that first Batman game when that first Batman game came out, I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, because the last one I played sucked major balls. So I didn't really, honestly, and a lot of people didn't care, but I really didn't like the fact that it was just in the asylum. I was like, make it in the city, just like they did for that Sega Genesis game, where there was like, you can drive around the Batmobile or whatever, but it sucked. So I was like, redo that, but on this next gen console. So when they came out with Arkham Asylum, I was like, yeah. But I had one thumb up, one thumb down. I was like, "Do the city."
And then Arkham City came out and gave you.
And then
gave you part of Gotham.
I was like, prayer works, but I didn't pray about it, so I didn't say that. But
well, have you seen the scope that Arkham Knight's supposed to be? I mean, it is Gotham. It's like all of Gotham. So I think this I think this game is a natural progression for what they've been going with the Arkham series, and I'm fucking psyched for it. Unfortunately,
I freaking love Batman. I mean,
unfortunately, it's been pushed to next year.
Yeah,
which that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So we got about 5 minutes left. I want to know what you don't like, what you didn't like, what stuck out. And I mean, if there was just games that you're like, man, skip. Well, that's one thing. But were there things that you thought didn't look good?
Well, didn't look good. I don't know about that, but as far as what I personally not a fan of, the new Forza game coming out.
So it's like driving games.
Yeah, it looked really. I like some driving games, but they're just some of the replay value. Just for me, it's just not there. I mean, it's like little challenges you can do, achievements you can unlock, and stuff like that. But they're just. Unless you're playing like freaking Burnout or something, it just never feels worth it for me. So
you like racing games that have like kind of a little like a hook to them, you know, like
it's just
like cops and robbers in this game.
Yeah,
and this one's like smash all the cars up.
Exactly. For it looked really beautiful. I gotta say, it looked like somebody.
It's car porn.
It looked like somebody spit shined a starburst and then just vomited it all over the screen. That's a terrible
I want my car to look like.
A spit shine starburst vomited.
Starburst vomit.
Reverse peristalsis.
Yes.
But it looks like, you know, and I saw some of the reviews on it. They're like, you know, just talking about what they thought would be a major problem for it, and they talk about it being just like really easy to complete in like 4 hours or something. Like, do all the challenges. I was like, well, that might be an understatement. But
where did you hear that? What was that for?
I think it was on IGN or something like that.
For Horizon?
No, for Forza. Yeah, for Forza.
Huh.
I think they were saying like, it's like you can complete it really quickly or something like that. Now I don't know what they meant by complete it.
I mean, I don't think that was a reference to this game because no one's really played much of this game.
Yeah, I don't know. So it might have been speculation. You know,
that's
true.
That's
possible. Even what I'm saying is just speculation.
This is also true.
I mean,
we've already established he's not qualified to know what he's talking about.
Yes, exactly.
That's okay. Woo! That's the whole point. That's the whole point of the show. So that's good. I want to know
I'm like that party girl. Like, I'm just happy to be here. You know, thank you, the Academy, for just having me here. Hey, J-Law.
So what else? What else did you not like? What's that shit you don't like?
It's funny because there was a lot of things I do like, but I have to say now, of all the ones I've said, this one you won't get any. You might get flack for. I won't.
All right.
But the Call of Duty games, I'm just not a big fan. Call of Duty games.
Nah, you're not alone, man.
I'm not a big fan, man.
Call of Duty
not a big fan.
Call of Duty has LeBron James syndrome, where it has gotten so popular and it's just been so repetitive and has succeeded X amount for years and years now that everyone's just sick of it. Yeah, and they're also sick of it because it hasn't really innovated. It hasn't done anything new.
That's what I'm saying. You know? I mean,
so,
first of all, I'm not a huge fan of first-person shooters, but I do like them occasionally. Yeah. Rainbow Six, first-person shooter.
Yeah.
I am a fan of that, I have to say.
Did you like the trailer for the new one?
Yeah, I think they showed the gameplay. It was a hostage situation. Yes. That was really cool. Yeah. The coordination between... That was really awesome. It's just
they're really focusing on like tight, smaller spaces now. Whereas most games are like Battlefield. It's like you have this huge area to fuck around in.
It felt like a much slicker, modernized Counter-Strike scenario. Like it was like hostage situation.
No, that's a good point.
And they were coordinating. They were talking to each other. Hey, you go in here. We're gonna do this, and then you come back, clear the corners, and all that stuff. But I was like, that's pretty badass.
So of all the trailers that you saw and all the games that you've heard of all the games that you're aware of that are coming out now or soon or something, what's the game that has you most excited? And then we got to wrap up.
Okay. Let me pick. Can I pick three? Let me pick three.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, top three.
I'm gonna say Scalebound because that looks pretty cool.
Have as many as you want, man.
Yeah. Two for me.
You just speak about all the same stuff that we just talked about.
I'm gonna say. Okay. I'm gonna recite everything we just said in the last 30 minutes. I did like Scalebound. I thought that looked pretty cool. Okay. Don't know much about it aside from guessing that it's an ally game working with a dragon. Who doesn't like that?
It is. Yeah. That dragon is your ally, and that's one of the only things that I do know about the game. And it doesn't that sound cool?
It does stuff. Yeah. I think it breathes fire. Who doesn't like that?
It's a Japanese version of How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah, that's right. One of the dragons that dropped down did have that little face-looking design. It did look like whatever the dragon's name was in How to Train Your Dragon, but it had that similar design. That's one thing that I thought. I was like, How to Train Your Dragon just went gangster. But How to Train Your Dragon just did like a year tour in Baltimore or something, or Detroit maybe. Nice. But or in the Medieval Times. But I did like Scalebound. I have to say, I actually did like. Was it Rise of the Tomb Raider? I did like that game.
Didn't that look cool?
I haven't played the Tomb Raider game in I haven't played Tomb Raider game in 4 years.
You haven't played the new Tomb Raider game?
No.
The one that came out last year?
No.
Dude.
I haven't played one in which is maybe why I'm more excited.
You need to check that
I might be actually more excited by it because I haven't played one in so long.
Like you could probably go get that for your PS3 for like $20. now.
I should do it.
You should go.
Maybe I'll just steal it and leave a donation.
That was one of the big. That was one of the biggest surprises last year was how good that game was.
Yeah, I've actually
Beth actually played it.
Oh,
she's
not a big gamer?
She doesn't play. She's a huge gamer, but she only likes like Zelda and like 2 or 3 other games.
That's right.
Like she is a really hardcore, but very picky gamer.
She's found her dharma with the games. Thank
got
you,
her
Deepak Chopra. She's found her game dharma.
No, I don't. No.
Okay, no.
But I got her to sit down and check it out, and she actually played through all of Tomb Raider. So that is definitely that's something.
I like that one. I heard some people say some really goofy stuff about. So we got Scalebound, we got Tomb Raider. I heard some people say some goofy stuff about the Tomb Raider game already, but I don't really care.
We don't know a fucking thing about it.
What people have said about it, well, from the trailer, what they said applies to the trailer. They said that it looked like they was too try hard, and I've actually heard a couple people, some of my other gamer friends,
hell does that even
they said
mean?
it looks too try hard. They said it looks like, you know how they take a movie and then they do another movie and it's like, okay, this one's serious, guys. This one where Batman's beginning
was serious.
This one where Christopher Nolan
I can't even say it. The first one was like that. Did you see
where
the trailer
Christopher Nolaning this shit? But
that's funny.
I've heard that. Well, you know, like some of the older ones where it's like they had the butler, and you know, I would lock the butler, and I would lock the butler in the fridge.
You're doing gymnastics and shit in your house, like
But out of all of them, they told me that out of all of them, this one feels like so try hard because it's like the music, the tone.
They've already done that though. Like I think your friends might have missed the fact.
They might have. That's why they're not we're no longer friends.
Yeah.
But you're my real gamer friend.
I know.
Okay, buddy. But I think basically that's just a stupid thing. Even if they hadn't done that before, even if this was the first one where they were doing that, and all of the subsequent games, even the one that was released last year, even if all of the subsequent games were doing that, I think the natural progression for games anyway, when they're on these next gen consoles, as we get able to do more and more advanced things with the games, is that they become more cinematic and more cathartic. Just naturally.
Absolutely.
So it's where they naturally go. I mean, you can't just maintain, hey, I'm doing backflips. You don't want to see
style. You don't want to see Tomb Raider 2 and then just reskinned in HD or whatever. Like that's not where they are with the franchise right now.
Exactly.
Last year's reboot was hugely successful, so they're continuing to go in that direction.
Yeah, and Tomb Raider is such a popular franchise. Who doesn't want to see the origin story for these heroes? And whenever they do the origin stories, it also feels natural just to have some gravitas.
Yeah, it needs. You don't want to be like. Superman just plops down on Earth like, hey guys, all right, let's do this.
And then I found blue and red cape.
Look at the beginning of
those are my favorite colors.
Look at the first couple seasons of Smallville. They're fucking terrible.
Mm-hmm.
They're fucking terrible.
Yeah.
And then the show got kind of serious.
Yeah,
and
they were like,
people liked it a lot more. Right?
Yeah. With great power comes more seasons.
So what else? You said you had 3. So
so we got Scalebound, we got Tomb Raider, and it's probably like a tie between some of the other ones. I thought. I'm gonna say a 2-way tie. I'm gonna say between Inside and Ori and the Blind Forest.
Really?
Yeah.
So
maybe giving Ori and the Blind Forest a slight edge.
Far Cry 4, Assassin's Creed, Destiny. Now I've named 2 shooters, so I can already think of why you might not have liked
Assassin's Creed. I don't play it very long. That's why I like Assassin's Creed, but I don't play it very long.
There's a lot there. There's a lot going on there.
It's a lot, yeah.
What about GTA 5? They announced GTA 5 coming to the PS4 and the Xbox One and the PC. So it's like
I'm not a huge fan of Grand Theft Auto either, to be honest. I know I'm a weirdo.
I'm learning more.
I'm a weirdo. I know
more about your tastes.
He's like, I like you less and less.
Yeah,
but I'm not a huge Grand Theft Auto fan. Not gonna lie. Just like I'm not a huge Call of Duty fan. I'm just.
That's cool.
I like what I like, man.
Indie games, but, artistic games.
Yeah, I like these more autistic games.
Because you're a fucking actor.
These more autistic games.
I like autistic games. Too.
Me too. The radio game coming for Xbox One soon.
All right, so that's going to wrap us up for today. Thank you guys for checking out the video. Once again, this has been Paul. I'm Drew. You can find me on Twitter at Drew_Freeman85. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Oh, my thing's dead. I got to cut this part off.